So, as yoga teachers, one of the things that we generally love about the yoga practice is that it's an invitation to self-connect. We can help our students move inwards and feel more, not just physically, but also connect to themselves spiritually and emotionally. That's one of the great gifts of this practice. But how do we do that skillfully? What are some techniques that we can use? So, I learned this amazing and very simple language technique from Christine Price Clark. She's an amazing teacher in Vancouver, British Columbia, so definitely check her out if you have the chance. And she described a difference in language to me between action commands and these reflective instructions. So let's define what those two things are. An action command is something that is a real clear directive to do physically. So it starts with a verb, and then there's your body part, and then there's where you're telling it to go. So it might be something like lift your arms up, or step your left foot forward. So that's it. It's super clean and clear language, and it's very physically oriented. It's telling our students what to do. And some of the benefits of using action commands as the way you speak to your students is that it creates a real sense of confidence in what you're saying. So listen to the difference. Lift your arms above your head versus, okay, now if you want to, lift your arms up towards the sky, and if it feels good, leave them there, right? So the first one is very, very clear, and the second one gets a little bit muddy. So using action commands as a teacher can really hold the space for your students well. So that's the first skill we want to learn. And then the second kind of languaging that we use is something called reflective instructions. So reflective instructions, instead of being so physically directive, instead they're an invitation to feel. So they'll start with a word like feel, or sense, or discern, or check, or look. So what I might do is something like, lift your arms above your head and feel your fingertips reach towards the sky, or feel your arms straighten. So by putting these two kinds of commands together, I'm asking my students to do something physically, but then in the second half, I'm inviting them to check in internally to see what that experience feels like. So another example might be in Tadasana, press the four corners of your feet into the floor and feel the soles of your feet connect with the earth. So again, I'm giving them something really clear to do, and then I'm asking them to sense how it feels. And by doing this kind of languaging with discernment during your class, you can create kind of this ping-ponging between them doing something physically and then inviting them to move inside to feel and sense the results of that directive. So that's a really clear and simple tool that you can play with as a yoga teacher to invite your students to move more inside. All right, so have some fun playing with that. There's a follow-up video on this, which is a little bit more getting into the reflective instructions and how we can use it. So if that sounds like something that piques your interest, feel free to check it out. Otherwise, tips and resources on rachelyoga.com, and I will see you on the